Be me, 28 years old, software dev at a mid-sized company. Decent salary, own apartment, drive a Honda Civic that's held together by prayers and zip ties. Life is fine. Aggressively, painfully fine. The kind of fine that makes you stare at your ceiling at 2 a.m., wondering if this is really it. Eat the same rotation of 5 meals. Watch the same 3 shows on Netflix. Go to the gym sometimes, when guilt outweighs laziness. Existence has become a screensaver. Rewind to high school. There was this girl, Sophie Martinez. She wasn't the cheerleader type or the mysterious goth girl. She was the girl who always had paint on her fingers, wore oversized sweaters that made her look like a cozy marshmallow, laughed at her own jokes before she finished telling them. Absolute disaster at sports, but would try anyway. Once tripped during a relay race and somehow still finished third because everyone else was dying laughing. Had this way of seeing things differently, would point out shapes in clouds that actually made sense. Called the school's brutalist architecture aggressively optimistic concrete. I was completely, hopelessly, pathetically in love with her. We had this weird friendship, sat next to each other in AP history. She'd draw little cartoons in the margins of my notes, tiny revolutionary soldiers having existential crises, George Washington asking, "But what does it all mean?" I'd pretend to be annoyed but kept every single page, still have them in a box somewhere. Don't judge me, senior year. Finally worked up the courage to ask her to prom, practiced in the mirror like a psychopath for 3 days. Had this whole speech prepared about how she made history class bearable, how her drawings were better than the actual curriculum. Walked up to her locker on a Tuesday, mouth dry, palms sweating, knees weak, arms heavy, literally had mom's spaghetti for lunch. The universe was mocking me. "Hey, Sophie, so I was wondering, oh my God, Anon, did you hear? Jake asked me to prom." Jake, freaking Jake Morrison, captain of the lacrosse team, had the personality of a wet napkin, but cheekbones that could cut glass. Probably peaked at 17 and didn't even know it. That's great, Soph. Right? I'm so excited. Watched her bounce away, completely oblivious. My soul left my body and filed for unemployment. Stood at that locker for what felt like hours, probably just 30 seconds. Felt like my chest had been hollowed out with a melon baller. Graduation came. We hugged, said we'd keep in touch. Spoiler alert, we did not keep in touch. She went to art school in New York. I went to state college 40 minutes from home. Told myself it was practical. It was cowardice. Classic. Fast forward 10 years. Living my aggressively fine life. It's a Saturday, doing my weekly grocery run at Trader Joe's because I'm a basic millennial. Contemplating whether buying 3 different types of hummus is a personality trait. Pushing my cart down the cereal aisle, debating between the healthy brand stuff and the chocolate nonsense that's basically candy. Adulting is just making these choices forever until you die. Someone crashes into my cart, like crashes. Boxes of granola bars go flying. A display of seasonal items wobbles dangerously. I look up, ready to do that passive-aggressive Midwest, "Oh no, you're fine" thing. Freeze. Sophie Martinez is standing in front of me. Older but the same. Still has paint under her fingernails. Wearing an oversized cardigan that looks like it was knitted by someone's artistic grandmother. Her hair is shorter now, wavy and a little chaotic. She looks like a Renaissance painting if the subject had just been startled by a loud noise. Time stops. The universe holds its breath. A woman behind us sighs loudly. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was looking at my phone and..." She looks up. Recognition hits her face like a truck. Anon? Sophie. We're just standing there in the cereal aisle, granola bars scattered at our feet like the aftermath of a very boring explosion. Other shoppers maneuvering around us with Trader Joe's patience. "What are you? How are you? You live here now." She's grabbing my arm like she's checking if I'm real. "Moved back 6 months ago. I just moved back last month. My mom's hip surgery. Wanted to be closer." "Your mom okay?" "Oh, she's fine. Already complaining about the physical therapist." I remember Mrs. Martinez. Warm, loud, would feed every kid who walked through the door. Made tamales that could cure depression. We're still blocking the aisle. An elderly woman with a cart full of wine gives us a pointed look. We scramble to pick up the granola bars. Our hands touch, reaching for the same box. This is a rom-com. My life has become a rom-com, and I am not prepared. Coffee, Sophie blurts out. What? We should get coffee. Catch up, right now, unless you're busy. I look down at myself, wearing my laundry day jeans and a hoodie with a mysterious stain. I'm extremely not busy. We abandon our carts like absolute animals. Walk 3 blocks to a coffee shop decorated entirely in exposed brick. Order drinks. She gets something with oat milk and vanilla that sounds like dessert. I panic and just say, coffee, regular, please. The barista looks at me like I've personally offended them. Sit in a corner booth. She's across from me and I can't stop staring. Not in a creepy way. Okay, maybe slightly creepy. She's got these little earrings that look like tiny paintings. Her sweater has a small hole she keeps poking her thumb through. 3 hours disappear. She tells me about New York, the art school, the tiny apartment with 4 roommates, the gallery job that paid nothing but let her paint after hours, the relationship that lasted 3 years and ended badly. Found him connecting with his spiritual self by kissing my roommate. He actually said it was a spiritual connection, she adds, making air quotes. That's the worst thing I've ever heard. He started a podcast about conscious relationships. He has listeners, Anon. People listen to him. The bar is in hell. The bar is a submarine exploring the Mariana Trench. She came back when her mom needed surgery, quit the gallery, packed up her life, teaching art classes at the community center now, doing freelance illustration. It's not glamorous, but I actually sleep, so I tell her about my job, my apartment, my extremely exciting life. You make it sound so depressing. I'm cultivating a mysterious aura of melancholy. You're eating a grilled cheese. Mysteriously. The coffee shop is closing. We've been here so long the staff changed shifts, standing outside on the sidewalk. October crisp air. She's got her hands in her cardigan pockets, looks nervous. This was really nice. Yeah, it was. We should do this again. I mean it. Not the polite we should hang out, that means never. I mean it too. She pulls out her phone. Give me your number. I type with fingers that have forgotten how to work. She texts me immediately. Just a little coffee emoji. I will treasure this message forever. Saturday? She asks. What's Saturday? Farmer's market? Come with me. I need someone to carry produce while I get distracted by handmade candles. That's oddly specific. I know who I am. She hugs me before leaving. Smells like coffee and paint, and something vaguely turpentine. Watch her walk away. She turns back once, waves. I wave back like a dork. Walk home in a daze. Forgot my card at Trader Joe's. Don't even care. Maybe life isn't aggressively fine anymore. Maybe it's about to get interesting. Saturday arrives. Farmer's market is exactly what you'd expect. White tents, organic vegetables, people with reusable bags looking morally superior. Sophie finds me near the honey stand, wearing overalls with paint splatters, either intentional or occupational hazards. Devastating either way. Spend 3 hours at this market. She buys an unreasonable amount of apples, like concerning amounts. What are you going to do with all these? Pie, several pies. Want to come over and help? This woman is going to destroy me. Her apartment is small but bright. Canvases everywhere. Half-finished paintings lean against walls. Smells like turpentine and cinnamon. There's a cat I haven't noticed. Orange, fat, radiates contempt. That's Gerald. Gerald. He came with the name. Gerald stares at me like I've insulted his ancestors. He'll warm up to you. Will he, though? No. But I like to give people hope. We make pie. I use we loosely. She does everything competent. I peel apples at a rate suggesting I've never seen produce. Pie goes in the oven. We sit on her tiny couch. Can I ask you something? She says, apple filling on her chin. Shoot. Why didn't we hang out after graduation? We were friends, right? Deep breath. I had feelings. Big embarrassing teenage feelings. When you went to prom with Jake, I kind of retreated. I knew. What? Anon, you gave me a birthday card that was 3 pages long. You quoted Pablo Neruda. I found that quote online. You underlined parts. Oh, God. I was scared, she says quietly. Of me? Of ruining it. You were my favorite person and I was terrified dating would end badly and I'd lose you completely. Jake was safe, because I didn't care if it went wrong. You liked me back? I drew hearts in your notes, literal hearts. I thought those were apples. They were tilted weird. They were hearts. This is important retroactive information. We're both laughing, the kind that's also a little bit crying. 10 years of what-ifs crashing into us. So, what do we do now? We could try this, us. We're adults now, less likely to mess it up. I should mention I still have lots of stupidity available. Noted and accepted. She kisses me. Tastes like apple pie and bad decisions. Gerald hisses. Don't care about Gerald's opinion. 3 months later. Sophie and I are officially a thing. She's met my coworkers. I've met Gerald's veterinarian. We have a side of the bed. This is serious. Dating Sophie is everything teenage me fantasized about. Except better because we're adults with money and no curfew. She paints while I code. Sometimes we just exist in the same space. Disgustingly domestic. She still draws in the margins of things. My grocery lists have little cartoon vegetables now. Showed my coworker Marcus. Dude, you're down so bad. I know. No, like, concerningly bad. I know. Her art is taking off. Got commissioned to do a mural for a local cafe. I spend my Saturdays watching her on a ladder. Covered in paint, hair tied back with a bandana. She looks like a chaos goddess. I'm just the idiot holding the water bottle. My parents love her immediately. Mom cried when I brought her for dinner. You finally found someone who tolerates you. Thanks, Mom. Sophie's family is different. Her mom, Mrs. Martinez, is warm and loud. Shoves food at you like medicine. She loves me because I fixed her printer in 2008. This boy knows computers. I've dined on that reputation for 15 years. But then there's her sister, Elena Martinez Whitmore, hyphenated, and it matters to her. Married to a finance guy named Bradford who goes by Brad. Golden child energy that could power a city. Has 2 kids named Madison and Hunter. Wish I was making that up. First time meeting Elena. She walks in wearing an outfit that costs more than my car. Heels clicking like a predator approaching. So you're the boyfriend? She says boyfriend like a diagnosis. Sophie says you work in computers. Software development, like IT? Not exactly. Brad works in finance. Very important work. Brad nods, sipping wine like he's in a commercial for being boring. Dinner is tense. Elena asks questions that feel like interrogation. Where did you go to school? State. Oh, local boy. She says it like I admitted to a crime. And your apartment, you own it? Rent. That contains multitudes. None positive. Madison and Hunter run around screaming, have the energy of caffeinated squirrels. At one point, Hunter asks if I'm poor. Hunter! Elena gasps, but doesn't correct him. Just gives me a smile that says, well, are you? Driving home, Sophie explains the history. She's always treated me like the weird one, the artsy embarrassment. When I moved to New York, she told Mom I was throwing my life away. When my relationship ended, she said she wasn't surprised. Old wounds clearly. I take her hand. Well, I think you're extraordinary. You have to say that. You're my boyfriend. I'm saying it because it's true. Also because I'm your boyfriend. Both things can be real. She laughs a little. You're okay. You know that? Just okay. Adequate, acceptable, tolerable, the highest of compliments. Months pass. Things with Sophie are incredible. Things with Elena are managed. Smile politely, dodge passive aggression. It's a system. Then the charity gala happens. Elena is chairing a children's hospital event. Sophie gets guilted into attending. Please, I can't face her alone. I'll be your human shield. I rent a suit, feel like a penguin with anxiety. Sophie wears an emerald dress that short-circuits my brain. You look... Words. There should be words. I don't have them. Smooth. The gala is at a fancy hotel. Chandeliers, champagne, people air-kissing. Never felt more like an imposter. Sophie navigates like she belongs. She doesn't. She just doesn't care. Admire that deeply. Elena spots us immediately, swoops over like a designer vulture. Sophie, you actually came. You asked me to come. I didn't think you'd have time with your little projects. Dismissive smile. I want to scream. Midway through, Sophie disappears. Find her in a hallway, pale, feeling off, probably the shrimp. Want to go? Elena will never let me hear the end of it. She's not fine. Don't push it. In the car heading home. She's quiet. Too quiet. Okay, what's wrong? Small voice. I think I need to take a test. Like a COVID test? She looks at me. Oh, pharmacy run at 11 p.m. Buy 3 different tests. Also Gatorade and chips because panic shopping. Cashier judges us. Don't care. Sophie takes the tests. 3 minutes feels like 3 years. She comes out holding a stick. Positive. All 3. I sit on the floor. Legs stopped working. Sophie sits next to me. Gerald meows, confused. We're going to be parents. Apparently so. Okay? Okay? I mean, is this okay? With you? She looks at me, tears starting. I'm terrified. Me too. But also maybe happy. Is that weird? I don't think there's a right way to feel. We sit there for a long time, holding hands on the floor. Gerald eventually comes over, headbutts Sophie's knee. First affection he's ever shown. Even the demon cat knows this is significant. I love you, I say. First time out loud. Great timing, idiot. I love you too. Even though I made you sit on a floor for 20 minutes? Especially because of that. We decide to wait to tell people. Until first trimester passes. But secrets are hard. Especially when your girlfriend's sister is Elena Martinez Whitmore. Sunday dinner at Mrs. Martinez's. We're 6 weeks in. Sophie isn't showing, but she's tired. Falls asleep on the couch after eating. Elena watches with suspicious eyes. She seems off. Just tired. I don't like that. Next week, Elena stops by unexpectedly. Just in the neighborhood. She's never in Sophie's neighborhood. Sophie texts me after. Elena saw the prenatal vitamins. She knows. What did she say? Nothing. Just smiled and left. That's worse. She's right. Elena knowing and saying nothing is a grenade with no pin, just waiting to explode. We tell Mrs. Martinez first. Get ahead of the Elena bomb. Sit at her kitchen table. Mama, we have something to tell you. Her eyes go wide. I'm pregnant. The scream that comes out of this woman. Dogs 3 counties over heard it. My baby is having a baby. Finally! She's crying. We're crying. Fire hose of questions about due dates and names and weddings. Then her phone rings. Elena. On speaker because Mrs. Martinez doesn't understand technology. Mama, did Sophie tell you her news? Poisonously sweet voice. She just told me. Isn't it wonderful? Oh yes, wonderful. An unplanned pregnancy with a boyfriend she's known for a few months. Very wonderful. Sophie's grip on my hand tightens. We've known each other since high school, I say. What exactly are your plans? Are you going to marry her? Or is this another one of Sophie's artistic life choices that we all have to pretend is fine? Mrs. Martinez takes it off speaker, goes into the other room. We hear muffled Spanish. None of those words are compliments to Elena. She comes back, face stormy. Ignore your sister. You are happy. That is what matters. Driving home. Sophie is quiet. She's going to make this hard, she finally says. Probably. Every milestone, she'll find a way to ruin it. Then we set boundaries. Have you tried setting boundaries with a narcissist? It's like telling a fire to please burn quieter. Elena insists on throwing a baby shower, wants the country club for $4,000. Sophie says no. We compromise on Mrs. Martinez's house, $500. Elena agrees, but she's seething. Baby shower arrives. Sophie is 7 months pregnant. Beautiful, glowing, tired of being pregnant. I can't see my feet. They're still there. How do you know? Faith. Elena arrives late, wearing white. Who does that? The shower proceeds. Games, food, presents. Sophie opens gifts. My mom got a handmade quilt. Mrs. Martinez got a bassinet that was Sophie's when she was a baby. Good tears. Then Elena stands. I have a special gift. Hands Sophie an envelope. A check for $15,000. Memo. For a proper home for my niece, nephew. The room goes silent. She's made her point publicly. We can't afford a house. She can. She wins. This is generous, Sophie says, voice steady. But we can't accept this. Hands it back. Elena's smile flickers, then hardens. Don't be ridiculous. You're raising a child in a 1-bedroom apartment. 2-bedroom. Same thing. Literally not. Mrs. Martinez tries to intervene. Elena, Mama, I'm trying to help. Someone has to think about this child's future since Sophie clearly isn't. Sophie stands, 7 months pregnant, fury radiating. I have spent my entire life being compared to you, being found lacking, being told I was the difficult one, the weird one. I moved across the country to escape your judgment. I built a life, a career, and I found someone who loves me exactly as I am. Reaches for my hand. We don't have your money. We don't have your perfect house, but we have something you'll never understand. What's that? Elena sneers. Happiness. We're happy, Elena. Genuinely, messily, imperfectly happy. Can you say the same? Silence. The room frozen. Elena's face contorts. Something cracks. Then the mask slams back. You're making a scene. You made a scene. I'm ending it. Sophie walks out. I follow. Find her on the back porch, shaking. Wrap my jacket around her. Hold her. Mrs. Martinez joins us, holding cake. Your sister left. Made a big show of it. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. I'm proud of you. We sit on the porch steps eating cake in the cold. Elena has always been difficult, Mrs. Martinez says. I made mistakes, praised her too much, let her make you feel not enough. That was wrong. You are going to be wonderful parents. Christmas is awkward. Elena doesn't come. First Christmas the sisters haven't spent together. My family adopts Sophie completely. Dad makes terrible jokes. Mom knits tiny socks. This is what family should feel like. February 10th, 4 days before due date, middle of the night. Sophie shakes me awake. My water broke, fully awake. Total panic. Hospital bag, by the door. Car keys, in your hand. They are absolutely not in my hand. By the door. The drive is a blur. Run 2 yellow lights, probably a red. Baby coming, laws optional. Get to the hospital at 2:47 a.m. Nurses take over. I'm standing there holding the bag, feeling useless. Classic dad energy already. Labor is long, not like the movies. More waiting, more ice chips. I hold her hand through everything. Get yelled at once for breathing too loud. Fair criticism. 7:23 a.m. Our daughter arrives. Small, red, screaming, perfect. Nurse places her on Sophie's chest. Time stops. The universe narrows to this room, this moment, this tiny human. We're both crying, probably the nurses too. She's here. We made a person. She yawns. First yawn. I'm already obsessed. Lucia, Sophie says. Lucia May for my grandmother. Lucia because it means light, our little light. My mom arrives first, dissolves immediately. Oh, she's beautiful, holds Lucia like she's made of glass. Mrs. Martinez arrives, screams in Spanish. Lucia startles but doesn't wake, already unbothered. Definitely Sophie's daughter. My dad comes in quietly, takes one look at Lucia. Eyes get suspiciously shiny. You did good, son. Most emotional he's been since graduation. Afternoon comes, phone buzzes. Elena, I heard the baby was born. Congratulations, shows Sophie. Today is about Lucia. Elena can wait. We bring Lucia home, drive 15 miles per hour. Every bump feels catastrophic. Gerald is waiting, sniffs toward the baby, walks away with profound disinterest. He'll warm up to her. You said that about me. First week is survival mode. No sleep, endless diapers, but also those 3 a.m. moments. Lucia, sleeping on my chest. Tiny hand grabbing my finger, understanding why people do this. Week 2. Knock on the door. I'm holding Lucia, half asleep. Assume it's my mom with food. Elena is standing there, holding flowers, looking uncomfortable. Can I come in? I should say no, after everything, but she looks different. Smaller somehow. She sees Lucia. Face does something complicated. She's beautiful. Can I hold her? Every instinct screams no, but I hand her over. Elena holds her niece. Something cracks. I owe you an apology. Both of you. I've been awful. Then why? Because I was scared. Of not being the best. Of someone else having something I couldn't have. You have everything. I have a husband who works 80 hours a week. Kids raised by nannies. A beautiful house that feels empty. tears falling now. You have something I don't know how to build. Instead of being happy, I tried to tear it down. Bedroom door opens. Sophie heard everything. Base unreadable. You broke something in me, Sophie says quietly. You made me feel like nothing was ever enough. You made me run away from my own family. Elena crying openly. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry doesn't fix it. I know. But we can try, slowly, with boundaries. Really? For her. I don't want Lucia growing up without her aunt. Family matters, even when it's broken. Sophie extends her hand. Not a hug. Not yet. Elena takes it like a lifeline. Elena stays an hour, holds Lucia again, asks about the labor, actually listens. No snide comments. Weird, but maybe good weird, after she leaves. Do you think she meant it? Maybe. People can change. I changed. You changed. True. So maybe Elena can too. Lucia yawns. Perfect tiny yawn. 1 year later. Lucia's first birthday. Apartment packed. Both families, Sophie's art friends. Elena and Brad with Madison and Hunter. It's chaotic and loud and wonderful. Elena brings a gift. Children's book about an artist. For her future career. No passive aggression, just warmth. Things aren't perfect, but better. That's enough. I watch Sophie across the room, holding our daughter, laughing at something my mom said. Lucia has cake everywhere. So does Sophie. Beautiful disasters both. 10 years ago, I was too scared to ask this girl to prom. Now we have a daughter, an apartment full of art, and a demon cat who reluctantly accepts the tiny human. Life didn't go how I planned. It went better. Sophie catches me staring. What? Thinking about how I got my high school crush pregnant after 10 years. She laughs. That same laugh from AP History. The one that made me fall in love. Romantic way to put it. I'm a romantic guy. You're a disaster. Your disaster. Unfortunately, yes. Lucia reaches for me, says something that might be Dada, or might be Gerald, choosing to believe Dada. I take her from Sophie, hold my daughter, kiss my girlfriend, look around at our messy, chaotic, imperfect life. Wouldn't change a thing. Well, maybe I'd teach Gerald some manners, but that's probably a lost cause. 2 years later. We're at the farmer's market again. Lucia is in one of those baby carrier things on my chest, facing outward, judging everyone like Gerald taught her. Sophie is buying an unreasonable amount of apples again. Some traditions never die. The vendor recognizes us now. Pie family! We are known by our fruit habits. There are worse legacies. Lucia points at a dog, says something that might be dog, or might be Gerald. She's still working on distinguishing animals. Gerald remains unimpressed by all comparisons. Sophie comes back with her bag of apples, also a jar of honey, also 3 handmade candles. I got distracted. I know who you are, she grins. Same grin from the cereal aisle 3 years ago. Still devastating. I've been thinking, she says as we walk. Dangerous. We should get married. I stop walking. Lucia makes a confused sound. What? Married. You and me. I've been waiting for you to ask, but you're taking forever. I have a ring. You do? In my sock drawer, for 6 months. I've been trying to find the perfect moment. This is the perfect moment. We're at a farmer's market. We met at a grocery store. Theme consistency. She has a point. I don't have the ring. It's in my sock drawer, where it's been for 6 months. Because I'm a disaster. Yes, I say anyway. Yes? Yes, let's get married. But I should probably propose properly at some point. You can do a redo later. This counts. She kisses me. Lucia makes a sound of protest at being squished. Gerald would be proud of her complaints. We get married 4 months later. Small ceremony. Mrs. Martinez's backyard. My mom cries the entire time. My dad's eyes get suspiciously shiny again. Elena is there. She doesn't make any snide comments. Actually gives a nice toast. Growth is possible. Who knew? Lucia is the flower girl. She eats half the flowers. Perfect chaos. Gerald was not invited. Gerald sent his regards by knocking over a plant that morning. We understood. The reception is just family and close friends. Sophie's art friends. My coworker Marcus, who still tells me I'm down bad. He's not wrong. Sophie wears a dress she painted herself, tiny flowers along the hem. She looks like something from a dream. I tell her that. You're such a dork. You're dork. Unfortunately. We dance badly. Neither of us knows how. Doesn't matter. Lucia toddles between us, demanding to be picked up. Family dance, later that night. After everyone's gone home. We're sitting on the porch, Lucia asleep inside, Gerald watching her with what might be protective instinct, or might be waiting for her to drop food. Hard to tell with Gerald. We did it, Sophie says. Got married? All of it. The scary parts, the hard parts. We made it through. We did. Remember when you were too scared to ask me to prom? I remember. Look at us now. I look at us now, married, parents, owners of a demon cat, happy. Worth the wait, I say. Was it though? We could have had 10 more years. We have the rest of our lives. Smooth. I've been practicing. She leans against me, smells like champagne and paint. She somehow got paint on her wedding dress already. Don't know when. Don't care. This is everything I ever wanted. And a lot of things I didn't know I wanted. Lucia. Gerald, sort of. A family that's messy and complicated and real. If you'd told 17-year-old me that the girl who drew hearts in my notes would be my wife, that we'd have a daughter who likes apples and hates naps, that her terrifying sister would become almost tolerable, I wouldn't have believed you. But here we are. And here is pretty good. The end. Jake, one more thing. 3 years later, Lucia asked where babies come from. Sophie looked at me. I looked at Sophie. Gerald chose that moment to knock something off a shelf. Perfect distraction. We owe that cat. Okay, now the actual end.